Good evening, everyone. This is Robert Stevenson. I'm going to call to order the Susquehanna Granville Regional School District School Committee meeting for the 16th of December. Can I get a motion to enter into the meeting?
So, second.
All right, all in favor? Aaron, let the record show the motion passes 4-0-0. Can I get everyone to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All righty. We have our consent agenda tonight. We've got two minutes for the last two school committee meetings. We got 3 warrants there I need you guys to take care of tonight if you could. Superintendent Willard, do you have any correspondence this evening?
I do. I just want to share with the school committee that on December 3rd, we received a letter from the United States Department of Education Office for Civil Rights. And it was a dismissal letter against the allegations that were filed on April 29th, 2024. It said OCR processes complaints in accordance with its case processing manual, July 18, 2022. Section 110A1 of OCR's CPM states that OCR will close or dismiss an allegation if the same allegation has been filed by the complainant against the same recipient with another federal, state, or local civil rights enforcement agency, or through a recipient's internal grievance procedures, including due process proceedings. And OCR anticipates that the allegation will be investigated. The remedy obtained will be the same as the remedy that would be obtained if OCR were to find the violation regarding the allegation, and that there will be a comparable resolution process under comparable legal standards. During its investigation, OCR obtained information showing that the same allegation was filed with the state's Department of Elementary and Secondary Education, and that the allegation is currently pending with DESE. Based on this information, OCR is dismissing the complaint as of the date of this letter. So I just wanted to share that that's where we were with the Office of Civil Rights complaints. And we are still awaiting DESE's findings from last February when the PRS was filed with them.
All right, well, super, that's good news. All right. Student advisory report. We've got both of our representatives here tonight, so no pressure, but I'm expecting big things. Go ahead, Magnolia, you're up.
So this past Tuesday, Mrs. Moriarty, Caleb Pizarka, and Principal Ms. Shorter headed to Bethany Assembly Church in Agawam to participate in and view the Wreaths Across America escort to Arlington tradition. It was special for the convoy to have stopped in Agawam this year. They don't always take this route. It was a beautiful ceremony. Caleb said this in regards. I was very surprised when I found out Southwick Regional School made the 6th largest donation of all the schools to Wreaths Across America in Agawam. I was so grateful to have the opportunity to be recognized at this event and meet some of the leaders of Wreaths Across America. They also had Mike Liddick of Mass Live come to SRS before that to interview those who had participated in the fundraising. You can view this article on Mass Live. And then this past Saturday, all the students who had participated in the fundraising and were able to go took a trip to the ceremony itself at Agawam Veterans Cemetery. It was really awesome. We really loved it. And it was really sweet. Our bus driver actually was a veteran, so it made it even more touching, but we had a great time.
The class of 2026 will be hosting the middle school winter snowball dance on January 24th in the SRS cafeteria. I-Ready test will be held after Christmas break, and ninth grade we'll do them on the last week of January. Around 20 students participated in the Addressing Hagen Schools training last week, where they learned things that they didn't really know and got to learn more about words they should use and history. The students felt they were provided with a solid education and tools on how to respond to students saying unkind things. They have put together proposals to share with Ms. Shorter shortly. There will be a dodgeball tournament also hosted by the class of 2026 on January 7th.
Boys basketball has a home game tonight against Ware. Indoor track has their first meet this Sunday at Smith College versus South Hadley. And the wrestling team attended the Holyoke Nighthawk Classic Invitational this past Saturday at Holyoke High School. That's all we got.
Does everybody take their, is that all grade levels?
It's 7th and 8th once we get back from Christmas break, and then 9th towards the end of January. I think it's around, they take it like when we would take, or I think it's around the time that we have finals. But I could be wrong.
So don't take them all.
They did for a year or
Oh,
two,
did
and
they?
they
Yeah.
Oh.
that.
They stopped.
Mhm.
Magnolia,
It's
you
not
look
well
happy that you
received by
have to
the
do an
other
iron test.
Very joyous. And no MCAS.
Very true. All right, educational presentation, we don't have one tonight. Records going to be up.
It never happened.
Wait, I just beat it,
Delay.
we just beat it last time, I think we beat it
That's true, I
last
think we
time.
got it.
I think the record is mine now, so we're gonna have to try to beat it again. All right, Superintendent Willard.
I just wanted to let you know, we're going to be having an action item tonight. We have a fiscal year 24 bill for Westfield Technical Academy that was not paid, and we've already closed out fiscal year 24. So we're going to be paying it this year out of our out of district vocational line item out of fiscal year 25. So we have to make an action item to do that.
So why was it not paid?
There was a discrepancy on how they are calculating special ed costs. And so we didn't pay it because we weren't in agreement with it. And so then summer break happened, and then they sent it to us again, and there was like a little bit of disconnect between the director of finance leaving and us not being aware that it wasn't paid. So we got
And
it.
was the amount that was in question, was it rectified, was it clarified?
It's rectified, but we're still working with them again this year to calculate our special ed bills correctly.
So we have to keep an eye on this problem.
Yes. The other thing is we did hire a new assistant principal for the regional school. His name is Chris Barbarata. He is going to be starting right when we come back to school on January 2nd. He has over 15 years of experience in education. He's going to be joining us from the North Adams Public School System. Throughout his career, he has served as a dean of students at an elementary, middle, and high school levels, as well as an alternative program. He has experience as an athletic director, a baseball coach, and he is also a restorative practices trainer. Mr. Barbarata is thrilled to be joining the Southwick Regional School, and he looks forward to working with our students, staff, and the community. And I said he will be here on January 2nd and at our school committee meeting in January 13th, he will be here to introduce himself to all of you.
Awesome.
But I
Look at that, we're all full.
Yes. February 1st,
Great. Then Nick comes.
yes.
Positions filled.
Two.
All right, that's all you got?
That's all I have.
All right, policies, first reading. So we have, this is the one we need to make an adjustment to because of the mask. Right, the
MCAS.
MCAS removal from the election.
Mhm.
So what have we done? We just had to remove the references in there to MCAS being a requirement.
Correct.
Now, we are gonna have to revise this again, likely after your meeting.
Correct.
So this is just sort of a temporary removal before the policy as a whole.
It's a Band-Aid.
revised. Got it.
And I'm assuming we're gonna waive three, yeah. We're looking to waive second and third reading on this to get this done.
It's the only thing we took out was the
Yeah.
MCAS requirement.
Have we got any comments on that? We're good. Right? All right, action items.
Move to approve the consent agenda items as listed above, recommended.
So
All in favor? Aaron, let the record show the motion passes 400.
Move to approve payment of the FY 24 fourth quarter Westfield Technical Academy tuition invoice in the amount of $30,138.10 from the FY 25 out of district vocational schools line item 01000532005133105900 recommended.
So moved.
Was that a zero?
Yeah. Full of them.
Anybody got any comments on that? All right, show of hands to approve the motion. Aaron, let the record show the motion passes 400.
Now, does that affect what we have in that account for 2025?
It does.
We have to add from elsewhere to that account for
Mm,
2025?
No, we had a student who is leaving Westfield Technical Academy.
Okay. So that covers the
Yeah.
discrepancy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Move to waive the second and third reading of policy IKF graduation requirements, recommended.
So,
Anybody got any comments on that? Show of hands to approve the motion. Aaron, let the record show the motion passes 4-0-0.
Move to approve policy IKF graduation requirements, recommended.
Show of hands to approve the motion. Aaron, let the record show the motion passes 4-0-0. I know, I gotta slow down. All right, subcommittees, negotiations. We have this week we going?
To mediation.
Okay, all right, super. So of that, and then we've got meetings I know that we've already got scheduled in January. So they're moving forward slowly but surely. Finance, you want to make a comment?
Just no clarification on the times, because Ted isn't here tonight and I'm getting a little nervous.
Okay. The 18th, I have custodial at 4. And the 19th, I have Paris at 2:30.
So we got two.
Thank you.
All right, finance, we just had a meeting last week, right? So we're on track for that. Erica's not here. We just had a meeting a couple weeks ago for LPBEC. Policy, we just had that one tonight. We are slowly but surely working our way through the policies. We are almost done I. Right?
yes,
Almost done I, so there's only a couple left. Unfortunately, we still don't have anything. Did we get anything back, Aaron? From them?
We did, but we're working on packaging it
Okay,
and,
in a way that will be acceptable for us to be able to move on it, or?
yes,
Okay, all right, so we're getting closer to something coming to the committee. All right,
and am I correct that nothing gets linked to the website until committee approves final versions?
yeah, I think so.
Yes, absolutely.
Buildings and grounds. We probably should get one in the beginning of the new year. When's our, do we have one scheduled, Aaron, for buildings and grounds?
not that I recall,
Maybe
no.
we want to see if we can get one towards the end of January.
Okay.
ALT,
Yes, we had one last week. So, yeah, so we had one, recently, in which we, discussed the review process for supplemental materials.
Oh.
And worked on, kind of ironing out the logistics of who, what, when, where, why. And so we're making good progress on that. I think we got some further clarification today in policy. And we are working on it.
super. Wellness? Does wellness even meet anymore?
like
every
other month.
Oh, quarterly? Okay. Sped?
We have not met yet this year. We probably should set up a meeting, in the new year.
Yeah, because we just were meeting this morning, right? We were talking about special education and costs for next year.
Right, yeah,
So,
like I know
like
that.
we did that
factors
last
into-
year.
Yep, into-
We had a meeting with the two of
Budget.
you, so
Yep.
maybe we can do that sooner rather than later, early January.
Okay.
Technology?
No,
Okay, advisory committee, Pam and I went there last week. Clarified, hopefully. It seemed to go well, clarified for them that they were really looking for them to be idea people. Not necessarily worried about the logistics of try to get things, how do they figure out how to implement it, it's just. Come to us with some ideas, times during this year, I think it was well received. We'll see the next meeting, they're gonna have another meeting next week, right?
After the meeting.
Okay, after,
Yeah.
okay.
The same day as the next school committee.
Oh, okay,
Before.
super.
So it's at 5 and school committee is at 6 on the.
Capital committee in January,
You know,
you got your good old boys together?
The band is gonna.
Band is- Athletics, I have a meeting with principal and the athletic director this week, either Wednesday, Thursday, one of those 2 days. And then legislative, we're already done. Public comment, I have two people tonight. Rachel Knowles, you're up first.
I go to the podium too.
Yeah, well, I rolled it out for you. I thought we'd give you a podium.
Thanks.
Hi, I'm Rachel Knowles. I'm the Southwick Education Association president. As you all know, that this upcoming Thursday, we are meeting once again about our para negotiations. I have some information for you all. These are the salaries from surrounding areas. So I'll just want to pass them around. And then you all can read this and you can take, there's lots of data here. And I just wanted to point out a few things. One, these are level 1 paras in the different areas. And as you can see, the starting pay of the level 1 paras in Southwick is the lowest in the region at $15.61 an hour. And then when you look over at the top step, which we have 9, there's some others have different different steps, some others have just some different scales with education. We are also the lowest in the area at $19.77 for our step 9 level 1 paras. This doesn't count our level 2s that we have. And then if you notice on if you peruse that starting pay in the different areas, there are, I think I counted 3 different starting pays that are higher than our step 9 level 1 paras, which means that people that have been here for 10, 15, 20, or even 30 years could go to a different district and start at their starting pay for a level 1 district, the same as a person fresh out of college, same as a person fresh out of high school, and make more money. And that doesn't even count the fact that a lot of these districts pay more than 50% in health insurance. So I just hope that you can spend the next couple of days just looking at this information. I know that Southwick, Tallinn, Granville is a different type of district than a lot of these districts in this area. And they're funded differently, and there's lots of variables that go into it. But I think ultimately what we need to figure out is a way that we can honor the hard work that these paras do in the classrooms and honor the students that we have, and start giving the paras that have dedicated their lives here a living wage. Thank you.
Gwendolyn Volterra.
Hello, I'm Gwendolyn Volterra. I live in Westfield, and this is my 3rd year as a teacher at the Southwick Regional School. In that time, I've had at least 2 classes each year with a paraprofessional assigned to it, actively assisting my students. On days when they are pulled from my classroom to sub, there's a palpable difference in the class. Students are missing a trusted adult. Students are, there are more demands on my attention. Students are missing, things they are guaranteed that I am struggling to replace without depriving any other students. Our paraprofessionals are not in the room just because someone thought it would be nice to put an extra adult in a middle school classroom. They are there to make sure that students' IEPs are fully and with integrity implemented, and that every student has the ability and opportunity to succeed in the classroom. You've heard from us week after week, month after month about how valuable and irreplaceable our paras are. And yet we also have fewer of them each year. My first year in this district, there were 5 paras in the middle school. Last year, there were 4. This year, there are 3. This is in the sort of general ed classroom setting. I obviously don't know all the factors as to why there are fewer paraprofessionals at the school now. But for us to retain the ones we have, all of whom are devoted to our students and vital to us functioning fully as a school. And they help us, identify potential problems before, or they boil over. They're there with the students day in and day out. The district needs to give them a fair contract. They do necessary and required work every day, and we would not be able to give the students everything they need and deserve without them. Thank you.
Right, old business.
I think this could be old business or new
Sure.
business. Phone was ringing again today,
What?
buses.
Oh, lost this.
Okay. And this is a new one. I guess Agawam was closed today,
No, ag won't have 2 hours.
2 hour delay. Cause I guess our buses couldn't get over the hill, they had a traffic accident, things like that.
Here,
And I guess one of our bus drivers had an accident,
not in a bus,
not in the bus,
right?
right? So I guess they were just concerned about when Agawam has a delay, they have to go over there to get the buses to come back.
So,
So I said, look, I'll bring it up tonight because this is a new wrinkle. I wasn't even thinking about this.
so I'll just give you a little history of what happened last night or early morning. So we woke up at 4 o'clock.
Right.
In the morning, and we have a text chain with all the DPWs, Holland, Granville, and Southbrook. We have to make our call earlier because some of our kids actually get picked up at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
At 4 o'clock, I got the okay to have school. I stayed on with all of my other superintendents. Then I go to a different chain, and that's the Lower Pioneer Valley Educational Collaborative. I was on with all of them until 5:15 this morning. They were all having a regular start. At 5:45, the DPWs in their towns switched. And so all of the other school districts besides Ludlow, which was, they're down a DPW truck, so they were going to have a 2 hour delay. Everybody else at 5:45 decided that they were going to have a 2 hour delay. We can't call a delay at 5:45 because our buses are already on the road and our kids are already getting picked up and our bus drivers are already at the bus. So this morning, it was a question of timing. In the last storm, something similar happened. I had called a 2 hour delay. And then I got news in enough time where I ended up canceling school because the roads got bad. Where they didn't even have the 2 hour delay. And in this case, we got caught because they had the luxury of calling a 2 hour delay much later than I can call a 2 hour delay. So I'm going to be working with LPVAC to find out what is the latest I can call a 2 hour delay now that the buses are no longer as part of our district.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't call a 2 hour delay.
Yeah, because I guess some of our bus drivers are over there at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Absolutely, they are. So when they were here, we had an agreement that they would be notified by 4:30 in the morning.
Right.
If we were going to have a 2 hour delay or no school.
Yeah.
So it does present an issue.
We're blazing new ground.
We are. So
Right.
that is the process of what happened last night and why we couldn't flip to the 2 hour delay. And I wish I could have called a 2 hour delay. I would have, in hindsight, called a
Yeah.
2 hour delay. But I would like to be able to make a call at a much closer time to the time that people are actually on the roads than at 4 o'clock in the morning if possible.
Should we make Agawam part of our text?
They're there. Oh, at that time, last time they didn't even cancel school and they didn't even have a 2 hour delay and we closed.
And I'm going to make a decision
Until
until
5:45.
6 a.m.
I'm gonna say it was
Yeah.
6 o'clock, and I still get
Yeah.
those too. I'm like, somebody, oh.
Nope, I can't. Yeah, but I am in contact with Agawam,
Yeah.
so
Some of this should be pushed onto LPVAC.
they're part of our chain as well.
All right,
Yeah.
I mean, this
Yeah.
is something new. They should be working with us.
Yes.
too.
It's all of us. We all talk all morning long, so
Okay.
it's been up since 4 o'clock.
Not blaming anybody,
No,
I'm just
And I'm
saying.
not throwing anybody under the proverbial bus. We do the best we can with the
Right.
information we have at the time, and I don't envy the DPW people when situations change and we've already made a decision, so.
Yeah, it's tough.
It is tough.
Tallinn, Granville,
Yeah.
Southwick,
All different.
3, 4 different degrees,
Mhm.
and we're in this pattern of moisture
Yeah.
rather than snow.
So I wish I could have called a 2-hour delay this morning. If I could have done it over, I would have.
All right. Anybody else for,
But thank you for bringing that up. I meant to talk about that
We
today.
talked-
We talked about it this morning.
we touched
I
base
wanted,
3 or
I'm
4
glad you
times
just
before.
mentioned it, yeah. So,
Yeah,
Thank you.
I don't think anybody's trying to blame anybody.
No.
It's, we're.
Helps to
have work through
understand.
this thing.
Yeah, but it also helps to understand the process and why.
Right.
Yeah,
yeah, I wish all 3 of the towns were all on the same elevation. It would
wouldn't that be
make it
great?
10 times easier for her to make that call.
Well, we could have them walk to the town line. you know,
Yeah.
Pick up the
I
bus
don't think
there.
that even works.
No.
Anybody, anything for new business? I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So.
All in favor? Aaron, let the record show the motion passes 4-0-0. Thank you, everyone. Good night and have a Merry Christmas.